The ENTP has the cool edge of an ESTP with the nerdiness of an INTP. From my experience, I've seen them to be like usually very cool, and they also kind of like the ENFP, very quick witted. Like I think of Tony Stark a lot of times. Like they tend to speak very rapidly. Things just come to them very quickly. They're always trying to engage their mind because they have that extrovert intuition as a dominant function once again. And so they're always thinking of like the next punchline. They're always thinking of, okay, what is outside of the box? What's next? Things like that. Well, how can I take use of this moment? Again, from a more intellectual standpoint, as opposed to like a sensory standpoint, more from like a mind frame. Like, how can I engage my mind in some way, shape, or form? This also tends to lead to their banter. And a lot of times their banter tends to be, again, like I think of Tony Stark, classic one, they might make little like quips at you. And this is often because not only of their quick wit from the NE, but their auxiliary function of introverted thinking, which is all about like, just accuracy and, saying things that are like, that make sense to them and pretty much their own logical thoughts on like how things are. And a lot of times this can sometimes get them in trouble. I know an ENTP who said that due to his tertiary FE, he loves people, but then he's an oxymoron in a way, or he's like an opposite in a way, because even though he loves people, he can't help but say something that'll make people like kind of be like ouch, or like like sting them. And he's just joking, but sometimes he just really tends to be a jerk at times. And so, but they're always like trying to like experience with the world and everything, and they can have this like nerdy nature because of that high extrovert intuition. It gets them interested in a whole bunch of different things that are novel, and they can be like comic book freaks, things that would just like allow them to escape the reality of the world and like bring more color to it in some way, shape, or form, and then trying to understand these things from a more logical standpoint with that TI. And that inferior SI, of course, may keep them from, finding routines, that are like maybe like, I don't know, a lot of ENTPs have like reported like they don't shower a lot of times. Not all of them, but a lot of times like, they may like forget to just take care of their bodies in certain ways, like the everyday routine type of things, like maybe brushing their teeth, or like, showering, like drinking water, often and frequently and stuff like that, because their minds are so engaged on like other things. And so that is essentially the way on how you could identify an ENTP both in real life and in fiction.